Hello there, internet. So about a year and a half ago, I made a video talking about gender and my gender. And I was like, I don't talk about gender a lot because I'm not as comfortable with it, but I want to start talking about it more. And here's the first thing. And then I have not made a video about gender since then. As we can tell, I'm still not as comfortable with that. But I've been having some thoughts lately, and I wanted to share them because even if I'm not entirely sure about them, I would still like to share them to show that it's okay to not be sure. Sally sells, she sells, nope, Sally sells seashells by the seashore. If you missed that video, I came out as gender questioning / softly gender fluid, which was kind of like some internalized phobia stuff because I've been softly identifying as gender fluid since I was like 22 and I'm 27 now. Holy sh! So that's still been a thing, and on everything I do for like pronouns and everything, I've been putting she, they. So it's not like I've been ignoring it and trying to shove it back in my brain. I put she, they pronouns on everything. But what are my thoughts? Why did I say I had thoughts that I wanted to share and then have yet to share them? Now I will share my thoughts. I still identify with the term gender fluid. However, I think that there is another term that I am identifying with a lot, and that term would be non-binary. I often take surveys on this site called Prolific to make like a couple of extra bucks here and there. They will ask what your gender is on like every survey, and on the surveys it'll give you options to click usually, and they'll have male, female, and other normally. I was always putting female. I started seeing more surveys that had male, female, non-binary as options. And so then every time there was a non-binary option, I just click non-binary. Now a few times it's given me like, male, female, other, please specify. And I've clicked other and specified non-binary. And you know what? That feels kind of good. And that feels kind of right. This non-binariness is fairly new, but I feel like it fits me. Now, when it comes to the term gender fluid, it is true that yes, I do sometimes feel more like a girl and I do sometimes feel more like a boy. But then I've always said that I often just kind of feel there. And that is kind of non-binary. When you don't really feel either of the binaries, you're kind of non-binary. Whoa. When it comes to sexuality, yes, it took a lot of time for me to be like, asexual is me. I am asexual. It did take a long time for that. Gender has been taking a lot longer. I think there's just so much internalized bull crap that I just have not been working through. Even as I'm sitting here being like, I'm non-binary, I'm like, are you just saying that? Is that even real, Abbie? Which is so dangerous because yes, non-binary is real. Non-binary is a valid identity, and it is a real gender, and it is real feelings. But for my whole life, I've lived in this binary thinking that it wasn't even real, that you could be other things. And I've been surrounded by people that don't see it that way. Let's be honest, I grew up in small town Iowa. There is not a lot of liberalness in small town Iowa, if you don't know. There's not a lot of diversity of any sorts in small town Iowa. I'm fairly certain that 98% of my 60-person class was white. And I think in my time, in high school, I think I knew maybe 2 openly gay people. And at that point, I was like, I am such an ally. But we've been knowing that is not true. So I've grown up hearing that it's not real. When I tell myself that it is real, there's always that voice that is like, but it's not. And I say, shut up. So I'm here once again talking about gender, saying that I think I'm non-binary. I want people to know that it is okay to question things and not be sure, and to have thoughts and feelings and maybe not feel exactly where you're supposed to put that, but at least talk about it and think about it and experiment with it, test it out, see how you're feeling. That's like what we should be doing. We should be sharing and not shushing our brains. Hello, my name is Abbie. I am still going by she, they pronouns, I think. But I also think that maybe they, them could be my go-to in the future. As an extra note, I also wanted to make this video because in the United States right now, there is such an attack on trans individuals, mostly trans children. It's disgusting and ridiculous. And maybe a good portion of that comes from hatred, but I think maybe a larger portion just comes from a lack of knowledge and understanding. We fear what we do not know. So hopefully by making this video, I can help people to maybe understand a little bit better and maybe just see these terms and identities as real people. Non-binary is just a word until you see somebody identify with that word. That is all I have for you today. I really do plan this time to talk more about gender. There are things I want to talk about, like binding and top surgery and different names and all of that good jazz. Like, I'm wearing a binder right now. I do want to preemptively thank you for being kind in the comment section. Stick around, watch my journey, subscribe, learn more, all the things. I'm gonna go make some lunch, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Non-binary. If I were a boy, maybe then I would stay.